This task is picture imitation. All you will need is your set of 26 numbered cards and your protocol. For this task, the child will need to be standing up, but the examiner may be sitting down. Now we're going to play a game with cards. Some of these cards will have a boy, just like you.
Okay.
And some of them will have an animal.
That's a pig.
When I show you a card, I want you to do the same thing as the boy or animal on the card. First, put your hands together like this. Before each trial, the child's hands will need to be clasped in front of them like this, or like this, or like this. This way, all the trials are uniform, and it's easy to detect if the child begins to move or does not begin to move. This will be particularly important on the second set of trials, the inhibit trials. Let's practice. Just do what you see on the card. Good job! That boy is touching his head, and you touched your head. Let's try another one. Almost. Look closely. This animal is touching his toes, so you touch your toes. You try it. Good job! Feedback may be provided as often as necessary on the practice trials. That's right! Let's try another one. Good job! Okay, let's start the game. Remember, do exactly what you see on the card. Let's do some more. Are you ready?
Yes.
Can anyone see why Mark is not ready? Get your hands ready. Remember, before each trial, the child's hands must be clasped or otherwise held together in front of them so that you know they're ready to begin. You may prompt the child as many times as necessary by simply saying, "Get your hands ready." Before recording a response, wait for 2 seconds. This allows the child a uniform opportunity to self-correct, giving them the same amount of time on each trial. It also prevents your changes in the amount of delay in recording the response from being a cue to the child. Are you ready?
Ready.
This is recorded as a self-correct because Mark changed from a wrong answer to a right answer within the 2 seconds. If the child does not respond on the first set of trials, simply write in R for no response in the margin and continue to the next trial. Get your hands ready. Get your hands ready. After the first 6 trials, read the instructions for the second set of trials. That was really fun! Now we're going to play a different way. This way is pretty tricky. When you see a card with an animal, still do what he does. When you see a card with a boy, don't do anything at all. Keep your hands together, just like that.
Okay.
There are 2 sets of practice cards, and the next set of practice cards is consecutive in the set. So you don't have to go back and find the practice cards, just use the next set, which is already in place. Let's practice. Almost. Remember, when you see a card with a boy, don't do anything at all. Keep your hands together, just like that.
Okay.
Let's try again. Feedback may be provided as often as necessary during the teaching trials. If the child makes an incorrect response, provide the correct response and then repeat that trial. Good job! Let's try another one. That's right! That's right! Good job! Alright, you're ready to go. Now let's play the game. When you see the animal, do what he does. But when you see the boy, just keep your hands together like this. When you're waiting for the child to respond, it's important not to make eye contact with the child because you might give them a cue as to the answer. Instead of looking at the child's face, just look at their hands. That way, you don't risk giving them information about the trial. Are you ready?
Yes.
Get your hands ready. That would be circled as wrong, or head, for 0 points, because Mark's correction was after the 2 seconds. A successful self-correct must take place in the first 2 seconds after the stimulus is presented. So when you show the card to the child, count in your head, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and then record the response. Any changes after those 2 seconds should not affect what answer you circle. This self-correct was within the 2 seconds. So, Mark separated his hands, which he should not do because it's a child card, but he brought them back together before 2 seconds went by. So I can circle self-correct. After the first 6 trials, read the rule reminder, regardless of the child's responses on the first 6 trials. Even if they got all the answers right or all the answers wrong, always remember to read the rule reminder. Remember, when you see the animal, do what he does. But when you see the boy, don't do anything at all. Just keep your hands together like this.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Get your hands ready. That self-correct was fast enough, so I'll circle 2 for self-correct. Get your hands ready. Okay, we're all done. You can go back to your class.